What are your top 5 favorite Michael Jackson songs of all time? He got so many songs out there. You can only choose 5. So I'm gonna let y'all know my 5 favorite Michael Jackson songs. So we're gonna go ahead and get Thriller out the way. We'll go ahead and get Thriller out the way. Dirty Diana, number 2. It's not specifically in any order, it's just top 5. Thriller, Dirty Diana, Bad, Will You Be There, and Remember the Time. Them my 5 right there of all time. I can listen to them songs on repeat 3 or 4 times in a row. Easy. Yo, what's happening right now with y'all? You know how we rocking right now. Welcome to Let's Talk About It, where we gonna talk about it. Real takes, no filters. You know how we rocking. Yes, I'm back with another one. Yeah, okay. So I've been waiting to do this one. I just had to take my time. I had to approach it real stealthy. Like I had to get up on it real quick. And I got up on it, and it's about to get done right now. This episode gonna be about Michael, the movie Michael, and Michael Jackson himself. All right, so I gave you a little teaser right there, but go ahead, let's take care of some business. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tap the notification button. Hype the video up. Do whatever you can. Share it to your friends. Share it to your cousin. Share it to your auntie. Share it to your uncle. Share it to your grandma. Share it to your grandpa. Share it to your ex-girlfriend, your ex-boyfriend, your fiance, your ex-husband, your ex-wife. Everybody need to watch this. All right. Now that we got that out the way, let's go ahead and start this magnificent of a movie.
Sheriff, he's over here. God.
Let's go ahead and recap. This movie was great. I love this movie. It was way better than... Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I feel funny. All right. Yeah, man, this movie was beyond great. This movie was a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? Way better than I actually thought. Way better than I actually anticipated. Let's just say that. But let's go ahead and get into the basics real quick before we dive into our deep thoughts about the movie. You feel me? All right, y'all. Michael, if you ain't seen it yet, well, I don't know what you waiting on. Waiting on Chinese New Year? You waiting on what?
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
You waiting on Social Security or something? I don't know what you waiting on. You waiting to exhale? What we doing? But everybody ain't crazy about Michael Jackson like that. But man, I'm here to tell you, I grew up on that. But like I said, we just gonna cover the basics. Michael, a 2-hour and 7-minute movie, worth every minute, worth every second, worth every hour. It's rated PG-13, and I'm gonna go ahead and read the synopsis to you. I know we all know who Michael Jackson is, and we know his story, right? But I'm just gonna read the synopsis just because, you feel what I'm saying? So let's get to it. The early life of musician Michael Jackson, from the discovery of his talent as the lead of the Jackson 5 to the artist whose creative ambition fueled a pursuit to become the biggest entertainer in the world. You heard me. I said in the whole wide world. IMDb gave this movie a 7.5 out of 10. Me personally, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. I was real close to giving it a 9. For real. But I gave it an 8.5. It's well deserved. I wouldn't be mad if somebody gave it a 9 or a 10. For real, straight up. So my thoughts on this movie. I gave you a little insight on what I thought about this movie from the beginning, but I'll go ahead and add a little bit more. Jafar Jackson did way better than I expected.
Please don't do it. Don't do it.
I was going to go to see the movie, but I was kind of dreading it because, man, it's Michael Jackson, bro. Somebody trying to imitate an icon like Michael Jackson. You got to approach the situation with respect and with talent. You know what I'm saying? With passion. And even though it was Jafar Jackson, you know, Michael Jackson's nephew, Jermaine Jackson's son, I knew it was him, but I was still like, but I was willing to give him more of a chance because that's family. You know what I'm saying? That's the family. He's in the family. It's not like they got an actor from outside the family to play Michael Jackson. That's all I was thinking. Like, man, I hope they don't mess this up, man. Cause but anyway, Javar Jackson did 100% better than I expected, man. I appreciate him for dedicating his performance and dedicating his time, his life to deliver a performance like that of a GOAT, of an iconic, the king of pop. I greatly appreciate it, man. When you into the music, into the movies like I am, you really appreciate that shit, man. It hit different. You know what I'm saying? And it's like everybody else, you might have something that you might feel very passionate about. You know what I'm saying? Music and movies is two of my passions right there. For real. Straight up. It's been like that since I was a kid. I grew up listening to Tupac. I grew up listening to some LL Cool J. You know, so I'm passionate about music, period. From a shorty all the way till today. Same thing about movies. From shorty till today. The only thing I can actually say about the movie is the Thriller part, when they did the Thriller video. I'm accustomed to seeing Michael Jackson do it. So, you know, like I said, Jafar did good with all the songs and all the dances. It's just when it came down to Thriller, I seen a slight difference. It wasn't a bad performance. I still bought it, but I could tell the difference. It was kind of like, but I bought it. And the Thriller part was too short. Too short, man. That video / movie of a song was iconic. You know what I'm saying? All of Michael Jackson's songs are iconic, just about. But this scene should have been a little bit longer. They played my boy on the scene, bro, on the Thriller scene. But it's all good. It's all good. I ain't complaining. I ain't gonna complain. The movie was still A1. So let me go ahead and read some of these user reviews real quick, y'all. Let's listen to what other people are saying right now. So this person right here gave it an 8 out of 10. They said Michael chronicles the meteoric rise and complicated personal life of Michael Jackson, tracing his journey from child star in the Jackson 5 to the undisputed king of pop. The film explores his raw talent and visionary creative ambition, highlighting the legendary performances that fueled his relentless pursuit of global superstardom. Beneath the confidence on the stage, however, lies a salacious and often troubled domestic life, dominated by his exacting father, Joseph. Boy, that boy Mike always cracked me up, boy. Call that man Joseph, boy. I can't imagine calling my dad Ben. Okay, Ben. He couldn't stand his dad at a certain age. Really, I think throughout his life, to be honest, maybe it eased up once Michael actually kind of like made him realize that, bro, I'm going solo. It's been a long journey. It's been all love. Jackson 5, my brothers, but it's time for me to move on. Time for me to step outside the nest. Step outside my brothers. I always love them, but let me do me. I got some ideas I need to get off my chest, off my mind, and he did. All right, so this next review right here, they gave it a 10 out of 10. You feel me? This person says, I saw Michael Jackson's Victory Tour in Dallas, 1984 with my dad when I was 12 years old, and it was the best concert ever. So you can understand my hesitation on not wanting to see this movie until I found out Jafar Jackson was playing Michael. I knew if a relative played him, it would go either really good or really bad. Let me tell you, as someone who was a little girl who dreamed of marrying Michael Jackson, I felt like that little girl all over again. Jafar became Michael. I cried, I sang, I laughed, I danced, I felt, you name it. Jafar brought Michael to life. If I could say anything to him, I would say thank you. Thank you, Jafar, for making this movie and bringing Michael to life again. My father's time is short, and you brought back such a beautiful memory that me and my dad have. I wish my dad could have gone to the movie to see it with me, but he's old and he can't. So he asked if I could take pictures. See, man, I had to read that review right there because that just reminded me of my mom. You know what I'm saying? It brings back so many memories, man. As a kid, it brings back memories. It's just the situations that was set up back then while these songs was coming out. Well, actually, while I was listening to these songs, because these songs came out, you know. Michael started making songs in the 60s, you feel me? Like late 60s. Yeah, man, like that's one of my favorite reviews right there as far as in just memorable moments, man. Great memorable moments with the friends, family, you know what I'm saying? It's just growing up remembering certain things. Like I remember when my cousin, like one of my cousins was scared, real scared of that Thriller video. I remember like when it used to come on, we used to be in California at my grandfather's and my grandmother's house, and we would be watching like music videos. We were big on watching music videos back then. So every time that Thriller video had came on MTV, boy, my cousin would run up out that room, out the living room, man. It was so funny. But I wasn't laughing my ass off. I was just looking at her like, the hell you running? Like, this is one of the best videos ever. I love this video. I ain't run. I stayed. I sat my ass down and watched. I wasn't scared. I always had a fascination of like zombies and shit like that. So when Michael did this, man, I felt like he did it for me. Even as a shorty I was cool with it. You know, all that ghoul stuff. The only person I didn't like was Leprechaun. That motherfucker, he gave me, Leprechaun gave me nightmares. Bad nightmares, terrible nightmares. All right, this one person said they gave it a 10 out of 10. They just said, don't just watch it, feel it. That's what they said. Don't just watch it, feel it. And I feel them on that. All right, y'all, last but not least, man, I just had to read a few more than I would usually read. Okay, 10 out of 10. This person said, today I went to see Michael in the cinema, and wow, what an experience. This movie truly surprised me in the best way possible. From the very beginning, I was completely drawn in, and before I knew it, the credits were rolling. Time absolutely flew by. Honestly, I could have easily watched another hour. And there's no cap there. I could have watched another hour of it too myself. And it's a 2 hours and 7 minute movie, but you know that first Jackson 5, they got two parts to that Jackson 5, so I figured that it was going to be another Michael Jackson movie. Let's go ahead and say it. We all know. If you don't know, they have confirmed Michael Jackson Part 2, you know. So it ain't over yet. It ain't over. All right, y'all. So let's get into the money real quick. Then we could jump back into the topics, all right? So right now we're looking at Michael. Their budget was estimated to be $155 million. $155 million budget. Good God. Okay, so the opening weekend, they got 97 million on deck, on point. But 97 million the opening weekend, good God. And then that's nothing. Across the US and Canada, they made $367 million. God damn. Good God. And y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this? Worldwide, how much y'all think he made? How much you think that movie made worldwide? $959 million. Remember Austin Powers? Dr. Evil. Dollars. All right, I'm done. Yeah, man, that movie banked, dog. God damn, boy. And it's funny though because Neil Long, I heard Neil Long was upset about some money issues going on with the movie. I don't know what these people be doing. If they making so much money, they don't want to pay somebody. But I don't know. Neil Long seemed like she always been a solid black woman. You know what I'm saying? A solid woman in general, period. I never heard anything bad, nothing like that about her. So, I mean, you don't know what's going on behind these closed doors, behind these contracts. You know what I'm saying? You don't know shit until after the movie done came out and people doing this snaky and this janky shit. But Neil Long did great. Neil Long did a wonderful job, a masterpiece of character playing, you know, acting. So give her flowers and give her money too, man. Pay the woman. Play Michael Jackson's mama, man. Come on. Shout out to Michael Jackson's mom too, man, cause she 96 years old, boy. I had looked it up. 96 years old. Michael left her all the money. Michael left everything to her. I mean, he should have. You know what I'm saying? That's moms. You know what I'm saying? Every man out there feel there's a different connection between you and your mom. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is with females and their dads. You know, females are more attached to their dads, and the sons are more attached to their moms. As far as in, you know, the daddy's little girl and the mama's boy type shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit is real. You feel me? I don't care how old you get, you know. Nigga love their mama. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what we'll do for your mom. You know, boy, if you had to catch you had to catch one for your moms? Shit. Ain't no question about it. Ain't no question about it. We ask questions later. Not right now. Not right now. We handle business. Man, you know how we is with our moms and shit. You know what I'm saying? A son don't play about his mom. The son don't play about his mom, not at all, not even a little bit. Yeah, man, y'all. My mom, she went to the Jackson 5 concert one time, well, a few times before with her sister, with my aunt, and she was just telling me how the crowd was, man. It's like sometimes I be thinking like, damn, man, if I was living back then, what would it have been like? You know what I'm saying? Like, I bet they was going crazy. One thing I like to mention too that I appreciate the movie, they showed Michael Jackson's movie side. You know what I'm saying? Like, Michael Jackson loved watching movies and TV shows and shit like Three Stooges. He used to watch that with his mom. Now I'm just getting that through the movie, but I also heard that, yeah, he liked to watch Three Stooges. Actually, he said it in an interview one time. It's on YouTube. Look it up. But I just feel I just relate to that moment because, like I said, I grew up watching Three Stooges my damn self. I grew up watching a whole bunch of shows, but Three Stooges was one of them. I used to watch it with my mother as well. But Chris Tucker had, I don't know if y'all heard Chris Tucker tell the stories about him and Michael going to the movies, and he tells the story great, man. It's funny. I'm not even gonna try to tell the story that he told, but basically Michael Jackson be going to the movies in a ninja suit. You know what I'm saying? You know why? He can't be seen in public. He's gonna cause a stampede, so he gotta stay covered. He gotta walk in there like Inspector Gadget or some shit. Hat, shades. But Chris said he wore a ninja suit, boy. That mean, boy, he had to cover up fully. But yeah, man, it's just dope that, Mike loved movies just as much as I do. And just as much as the world does, That's why I like to talk about movies, because there's so many movie people out there that love to watch movies and love to hear information about movies and shit. So I can relate to that for sure. All right, y'all. So let me know right now in the comments how y'all feeling so far. Give me y'all thoughts. Let me know in the comments for real. Also, we about to talk about top 5 Michael Jackson songs. What are your top 5 favorite Michael Jackson songs of all time? He got so many songs out there. You can only choose 5. So I'm gonna let y'all know my 5 favorite Michael Jackson songs. So we're gonna go ahead and get Thriller out the way. Dirty Diana, number 2. It's not specifically in any order. It's just top 5. Thriller, Dirty Diana, Bad, Will You Be There, and Remember the Time. Them my 5 right there of all time. I can listen to them songs on repeat 3 or 4 times in a row. Easy. Each 5 of these songs hit for me in ways that you don't even know. And so y'all know what to do. Let me know y'all top 5. Let's go ahead and rewind it real quick, because when we was talking about movies and Michael Jackson love for movies, Michael Jackson got a handful of movies, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's like little mini movies and shit, like he did those too as well. And like Thriller was like a movie for real. They got a long ass version of Thriller. And Remember the Time, I consider those as kind of like mini movie videos. But anyway, specifically Free Willy. He wasn't in the movie. One of my favorite movies right there. Y'all remember Free Willy? He did a soundtrack to that movie, and it just stuck with me. That's why it's in my top 5. It's more than a song to me. It's like a movie song for me, and my love for movies, and it just like I said, 2 passions collide, and it's just what it is. Let's go ahead and talk about Free Willy 2 though, because I just wanted to get into this. That kind of leads me over into my next little topic. Free Willy 2, he came out with another soundtrack for this one, and this one was called Childhood. Now, Childhood, I felt this song was deeper than a lot of people actually realized. Like, I feel like Michael was actually telling you his experiences of not having a childhood. Like, you really listen to that Childhood song, and he's telling you, like, that shit's it's kind of sad, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm the type of nigga, I had a childhood, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I had the best childhood, you know what I'm saying? Shit happens. Certain shit you don't get, certain shit you do get, you know what I'm saying? I mean, man, Mike missed out on his childhood, man. That song hit kind of hard if you really think about it. I mean, a lot of people missed out on their childhood, man. That Childhood song, if you ain't heard Childhood, check it out, listen to it. It's a long ass song, but it hit though, for real, for real. That whole allegations of him and his kids and stuff like that, these rumors and shit, man, them all rumors. I don't believe none of that. Michael wasn't touching them kids, man. if you think about it, Mike just missed out on a childhood, man. He probably looked at kids and was just like kind of like not jealous in a bad way or envy in a bad way. It's just probably like, man, I ain't get a chance to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Look at that kid right there. Kind of want to, have a certain way with kids because he know he was robbed of it. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it man, it's a lot of stuff that be going on, man, that people be trying to drag your name under the bridge and through the mud and shit like that. You got to watch out living in that type of life, in that type of lane with people that you're surrounded by could be out there to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Could be out there to just tarnish your name. So, trust is a factor for real sometimes, or maybe all the time. I mean, I kind of just look at it, man. That's the trauma of not having a childhood. That's the aftermath. That's his aftermath. I'm not saying that's what happens to everybody that didn't have a childhood, but that's his aftermath. That's why he loved kids so much. Gave donations to different hospitals and charities and all of this stuff, man. That man actually cared, bro. Michael Jackson had a big heart for real. And it's sad they try to do that to him, man. But his name still lives today. His legacy still lives today. Music still lives today. You can't kill it. If you ain't killed it since 1966, dang, it ain't going nowhere. I'm over here watching my little nephew listen to Michael Jackson. I'm like, damn, I remember I was your age, listening to Michael Jackson, dancing and doing and carrying on in all types of ways. Running around talking about some hee. Ow! Then hit the roll, and then hit the roll, and hit the roll. Ow! I've been hitting the roll. Back itch. But yeah, man, Michael spoke from the heart, bro. That's point blank period. Michael spoke from the heart, spoke from the spirit. So speaking of Michael speaking from the heart, let me read off terrifying things Michael Jackson said before he died. Now, this don't mean right before he died. This is everything he said leading up to his death. You know what I'm saying? So let's start with the first one. And some of these is pretty, listen. So history books are false. The history they teach you in school is nothing but lies. Most of us know this already. Most of us found out, and some of us don't know, and some of us still blind to it. Yeah. No cap there, Michael. Okay, so the next one, they want to kill me for my catalog. Who is they? We know who they is, right? Hey, it's a lot of shit that be going on. All right, so the next one, it's not the government, it's the elite. Who's the elite? Claims? Are these claims? Allegations? Who is the elite? Michael Jackson knew something, right? Michael Jackson was on to something. All right, let's move on. All right, so Michael here says Tommy Mottola is a rat. He is very devilish. A rat and devilish. That's a hell of a combo, right? Yeah. So so if anybody don't know who Tommy Mottola is, he's basically like a record executive. He's a businessman. He also do television with, I don't know, but basically that's who he is. Ugly looking motherfucker. Why would Michael call him a rat? That he's very devilish. What y'all think? Let me know in the comments what y'all think is going on. Let's move on. So right here, he said they want to kill me and they will say I died because of an overdose. Now, did somebody just write this and say, oh, this is what he said? Or did Michael Jackson really say these? Because a few of these, I know for a fact that he said, you know what I'm saying? Especially that Tommy, what's his name? Mottola. Tommy Mottola. My mom told me about that. And actually, Michael said that shit in an interview one time. So, yeah, man, what made that man a rat and what made that man devilish? And he ain't the only person that said some shit like that about Tommy. But anyway, fast forward back to where we was at. Yeah, an overdose. Weird, right? Let's move on. So Michael Jackson said they really thought they could control me. Damn. They don't really care about us. Michael, man, he got, I feel like Michael started getting fed up with certain things, certain antics. Michael rose to a certain power where his voice was stronger, his platform was stronger, And look, I'm not finna take this shit from nobody. You know, y'all ain't finna bully me, basically. Michael Jackson might have been soft-spoken and nice and everything, but deep down inside and through his music, he'll get on your ass. That's straight up. Michael has some get back. You know what I'm saying? He had an edge. Check it out, YouTube. You find everything on YouTube. Almost everything. All right, so right here, he said, I fear for my life. They're trying to eliminate me because I've said too much. There's one story I heard. Martin was running outside. People thought he was losing his mind, but for some reason, Martin was saying, hey, they trying to kill me. He trying to kill me. What's up with that? I don't know. Claims, allegations, I don't know. But hey, you put the pieces together. You think what you want to think. But I'm just saying, this is stuff I heard. Sometimes the stuff you heard is true. Sometimes the stuff you heard is false. So take it how you want to take it. Leave it how you want to leave it. Let's move on. All right, so this is one of my favorite ones. They hit really hard. The government altered the frequency of music to control and influence your minds. I ain't gonna lie. That sounds accurate. Like that's what's happening today. For real. That shit crazy. Michael told you. Michael told us. Michael was on to something. Think about it. What's going on? Let's move on. He said, I reported them so they falsely accused me. Damn. And right here he says, I have to escape the system that controls the world. Damn. He said, one day the truth will come out. And damn sure it seemed like truth. A lot of truth's been coming out the past years. And that's it, y'all. That's it. That was all the ones I had to read off. But yeah, it's something serious, bro. Michael knew some stuff. Michael came out with music trying to let motherfuckers know in the messages. He trying to decode stuff. He's speaking in riddles to us. And then sometimes he not speaking in riddles. He's just straight up telling us, you know. Michael's legendary, dog. You know what I'm saying? So that's what kind of gets me, like, how they going to do this second one? How they going to do this Michael Jackson part 2? This Michael movie part 2, man. We don't want no slander on Michael's name. Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. Certain things you ain't got to put in there. Some of that personal stuff, because some of that personal stuff was capped anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder how they gonna do this second movie. You know, man, if I could write Michael Jackson a letter today, man, I just let him know I greatly appreciate for the memories you done gave me, gave my family, gave my friends, gave the whole world, bro. Like, not just the country, man. Michael Jackson is an international icon. International, from every continent on this planet. Grew up listening to his music. I'm still listening to his music today. And I'll be listening to his music as long as I live. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 25 years from now, 80 years from now. Nah, but like, man, seriously, to see like how much of a generational sound and generational artist that he was, man. Like, Michael was kind of ahead of his time, you know. It's amazing, like, amazing. He's only human, but to be that extraordinary of a human, to have this, to move people like that, to have women fall out, pass the fuck out on the ground, have women be crying, throwing panties and bras up there. Just acting a fool, just don't know how to act, just screaming all over the place. I done seen some guys out there kind of like, whoa, bro. There's some dudes out there fainting. Like, what the fuck? Like, bro, is you cool? Come on, man. Tweaked out. Going crazy like that with another man, though, but not like that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's move on. Man, like, we got to realize, too, like, how much Michael Jackson sacrificed his life. I'm not talking like death and living and stuff, but it's just like certain things he sacrificed, certain things he couldn't help but sacrifice, because Joe Jackson wasn't having it, man. Joe Jackson was strict on them boys, and he was he was more strict on Michael than any other of the Jackson brothers. Man, look what it turned Michael into, man. You know what I'm saying? He sacrificed childhood, sacrificed his time, sacrificed his life, man. Like, just think, he couldn't do certain things that we did as kids, as a teenager, as a young adult. He couldn't even walk outside without pictures and questions, and you know what I'm saying? Just think, he had to live a life like that with no privacy. He sacrificed his privacy. No privacy, man. But the awesome thing about it, even though he endured that for us, he had a love and a passion for music. So that helped him. You know what I'm saying? He loved delivering this message. He loved delivering this performance, these dance moves, this energy, that energy. Man, that's what he lived for. That was his passion. You know what I'm saying? It was just a gift and a curse at the same time. I mean, I know about that, gift and a curse, but it is what it is, man. You know? So that's Michael for you. Also, I would tell Michael Jackson, man, thanks for being the inspiration of hard work, dedication, love, humor, brightness, and thriller. Laugh out loud. Thank you for being that inspiration, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like none of the Jacksons gonna hear this anyway, but I'm just gonna say it, man. Shout out to the Jackson 5 too. Rest in peace, Tito. Rest in peace, Joe Jackson. Man, rest in peace, Michael Jackson. You know, it's crazy. But real quick though, like I remember asking somebody, did they see Michael or were they going to see Michael? He was like, you know, he don't get into that. He like, it's like he really didn't care too much for Michael. But, you know, Michael Jackson wasn't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sitting up here and say, oh, everybody loved Michael Jackson. Nah, certain people grew up differently. They ain't listening. They weren't growing up listening to Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers didn't like Michael Jackson at all. Some people probably still don't till this day, you know? They probably hated him from all the allegations that was said about him, accusations that was said about him. You know, so it is what it is. But I'm here today right now to tell you I grew up on that, man. That music hit on so many levels, man. Just the person he is just hit on so many levels, man. What he stood for hit on so many levels, man. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when you're that type of person, they don't like that. The day that Michael was talking about, that's the day I'm talking about. They don't like that type of energy sometimes, you know, especially when it's aiming at them, you know. Nipsey Hussle, they don't like energy like that. They don't like the energy Prince gave. It's certain people, they don't like the energy, you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Boy, accusations and allegations, claims, I don't know who they is. Let's move on. We about to move on to this quote though real quick. Last but not least, before we wrap it up here, y'all, on Let's Talk About It this evening, quote says, if I'm not there to receive these ideas, God will give them to Prince. That's one of my favorite lines in the movie right there. So when you watch that movie, look for this part or listen for this part. I'm going to say it again because it's one of my favorite little lines. If I'm not there to receive these ideas, God will give them to Prince. I try to throw a little Michael accent, a little Michael voice on there for y'all. You feel me? But nah, that's how we rocking today, man. I greatly appreciate y'all. Anybody that might have stayed to the very end of this video to a point where I'm talking right now, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, and subscribe, like I said. And we out. All right? Peace.
Till the next episode, folks. Let's talk about it because somebody has to.